Bill Ostrowskis, 105 Lexington Drive. Recently I read the article in the Belleville News Democrat. We've got a new strategic plan, and that is to hire 10 more people, increase our real estate tax, increase the utility tax, and the only thing I read in the paper was the comparisons of the communities around us. But the communities around us, Collinsville, median family income 54.9, Troy 59.6, Glen Carbon 88, Edwardsville 65.5, O'Fallon 66.2, Fairview Heights 56.1, Maryville 62.1. When you make these comparisons, if you had another $5,000 in your family income, you could probably pay these additional taxes. When you stated that we got a 1% versus 3%, have you considered the sales tax that we pay in the city versus all these other communities? We pay the most sales tax. If you've got $50,000 to use, that means to live in this city and spend in this city, you will pay an additional $1,000 in tax. And yet you want to come to our cell phones, our heat bill, our electric bill, and tax us some more. I don't think that's right. You need more money to hire people. You have TIF. And what is it for? Oh, that's for infrastructure, things like that. And you say, it's not for a building maintenance program, and yet you give Home Federal Savings and Loan $38,000 for a new heating and air conditioning system. Something is wrong. You want more money. Why don't we take that money? You give half of it to the schools out of the TIF funds. Why don't we take the city's portion and use it to hire rather than increase taxes on people that cannot afford it? Why? You three people act like you're running for the Illinois Senate and Congress. You're a tax and spend, that's all you know. Everything in that strategic plan, you talk about downtown. How about driving off for 2 blocks? Go down over here to Short Street and try to drive down it. When's the last time you put a free curb in on a block? You haven't done it in 75 years. You drive all over town. We just got done with Illinois 159 going through town. Okay, let's take the 1 block apart from Keebler Street to Vandalia. 2 lanes, many, many children go to shop and save. They ain't got a sidewalk to walk on. Why? You talk about safety in your strategic plan. Isn't this a part of it? Come on, get real. Start. Who do you people talk to? Just the people uptown in a 1 block area? What about the citizens of Collinsville that live here, been here, that want to see improvement? This sales tax, needless to say, you know, the highest one next to us out of the communities I quoted is 7.85. Why are we paying 9.01 down there at the Walmart, the Home Depot? Why can you go to Shiloh to Menards and get it for 7.85? Why would you want to increase any more taxes on the people in this city of Collinsville unless you increase their family values and their wages? Why? No answers, probably. All you know is how you can beautify the one city. We have street lights, some of them less than 100 feet apart. Come on, give me a break. Most of the city don't have them. Are we done?
Yes.
Thank you, and there's more to come.
Please state your name.
Karen McReynolds, Mayor and Councilman. I'd like you to make a New Year's resolution, 2 of them. No TIF to other taxing districts, please. This year, 2016, make that a New Year's resolution. And stop rebating money to Gateway. Those 2 resolutions for 2016, please. About this budget, the residents and the city government are in a symbiotic relationship, but it's become parasitic, and you're killing the host. If you're employed in a good job, you're probably immune to the impact of the economy right now, but some of us are on Social Security, and it's quite an impact. You're probably not feeling it like we are, Otherwise, you may not be making these requests for increases, like the utility tax. I'm still against it. I still think that there are budget cuts that can be made. I know that's probably going to pass because it's usually the vote 3-2. It's usually the city 3 and the residents 2, and we always lose. So I would like for you to consider that that we could propose some budget cuts so that maybe you won't implement this increase right away, and maybe some of us can come up with some ideas to cut the budget. I'm not saying cut out all the necessary things, but everybody knows that there's some fat in there, and I think that it should be considered. For example, the Collins house, did they need $3,000 worth of furniture for 2015? And are they going to need $3,000 more for 2016? And almost $3,000 more for 2017? Stop spending money on that house. There's not even documentation that D.D. Collins is related to the Collins family in Collinsville. Ask the genealogy club at the library. There's no documentation. Has the city considered co-ops? If they're to increase the purchasing power, if there's a larger district looking for a fire truck, they want 3, we only want 1. Let's go in with them and find a bid for 4. I'm sure we can get it cheaper that way. The water rate increase, I'm still struggling with that. This building is on hold, and we're still pumping into that money on those increases, and it's taken its toll on us. The next thing on the agenda that I wanted to talk about was the mayor pro tem vote. I would think that you would vote for someone to fill your position that would be on time all the time, not be absent, be familiar with the policies of the city and the procedures, has time to read the agenda packet, and doesn't have to ask so many questions because they've read the packet, not confused about what has been discussed or not discussed, and has a connection with the residents. Interested in what we have to say. When we come up here, when the whole room comes up here and says basically the same thing, and then the vote is totally opposite of what we have asked for, there's a disconnection there. So I'd appreciate you to take that into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
My name's Rob Dorman, and it's nice to be here, 2016. Hopefully this is a year for change. Thantos says, great heroes inspire great villainy, and I think that's what we have here. I have a petition of over 100 people signing asking you not to raise their utility tax. Haven't really even gotten started yet, but anybody I ask, they sign it immediately. Whenever that comes up for a vote, I hope that you decide not to vote for it. The last meeting, you had the budget for the 2016, and I spoke about there being cars in it, and somebody said that it wasn't for city cars. So I'd like to play you that video. Also, don't tolerate lying. And one of you, and I'll find out who it is, said this here capital improvement isn't for city vehicles. Well, right here is the CIP 216 budget right there. City manager's vehicle, $25,000. I found out who it was, and it's no surprise.
Now, that fund is dedicated only for capital expenditures, not for daily operating expenses, not for buying new cars for the city manager or whatever the comments are made, but it's made for the critical items.
Yeah, okay, so, and now that's supposed to be our mayor pro tem. Either he doesn't read the packet, which was talked about already, so I don't need to go into detail about it. I know he's missed 3 meetings, and you should actually recuse yourself from the vote since it's about you. Okay, the other thing I'd like to talk about is I've asked before for a forensic audit because Cheryl Bromwich has stated that she used her city furnished credit card, and now there's stuff in the newspaper about it. And well, I'll just play it for you so you can hear it again. And then we'll talk.
Finally, in closing, I will say people are going to believe what they want to believe. Anyone can say anything they want to. They can post it on social media, they can print it in the newspaper, but that doesn't make it true.
Yeah, whenever we find out what the newspaper has in it, I guess we'll know, and then that'll make it true. So I guess that's really all I got to say. I hope that you guys don't pass this budget tonight, and I hope that whenever the utility tax comes up, you don't do that. You don't pass that either. Thank you so much.
Good evening. My name is Guy Don Carlos. I find myself, as I travel the county, speaking to more and more public bodies. And I've been encouraged to ask a question, and I've asked this of a number of public bodies. So I'm going to paraphrase it to this group. Who runs the city of Collinsville?
This is not a question and answer forum.
I understand that, sir. I understand that. And the answer is the people. The people run the city of Collinsville. The board governs at the consent of the governed. And I would ask that you all remember that. You are the representatives of these people. You are the representatives of the will of these people. Collectively, none of us know more than all of us. So I ask that you ask for their opinion from time to time. One person was concerned about, do you expand beyond one block? Do you? When was the last time you took a day and just walked from door to door and said, knock, hi, Mrs. Jones, what do you feel is the biggest issue in front of the city? Not amongst yourselves, not amongst your peers, not amongst hired professional consultants, most of which have a sandwich and a newspaper in their briefcase. But walk door to door. Pick a section of the town you haven't been in a year. And find out what the will of the people is. Because that's your job, to represent the will of the people. Thank you very much for your consideration.
There's a motion on the floor and a second. Roll call.
Stamen,
Yes.
Brombalich,
Yes.
Moss,
No.
Kipta,
No.
Miller.
Yes.